20 years ago, Mike accidentally killed his best friend. To cover up the truth, he hid the body in a crevice in the forest, thinking the secret would be buried forever. However, 20 years later, the truth was uncovered. The police chief gathered all the residents and revealed the truth behind David's disappearance 20 years ago. The police had retrieved the body from the crevice, and after careful examination by the coroner, it was determined that David had been intentionally killed by a blunt object striking his temple. The coroner also found a hair on David's clothing that did not belong to him, likely left behind by the killer. Upon hearing this, Mike was terrified. Suddenly, David's father angrily demanded that the DNA of every person in town be tested to find his son's killer. The police chief poured cold water on the idea, stating that there was only one perpetrator who might not even be a local resident, and a large-scale DNA test would waste resources and potentially not even find the killer. Mike breathed a sigh of relief, thinking he would be safe as long as he never took a DNA test. However, the next day at work, his mother's boyfriend unexpectedly visited and handed him a package containing the watch Mike had lost in the forest 20 years ago. It turned out that the man, who had been driving by the forest that day, had seen Mike acting suspiciously. Although he hadn't seen the body, when the news reported David's disappearance the next day, he guessed that Mike was involved. Now that David's body had been found, he was even more certain Mike was the culprit. He didn't report Mike because he deeply loved Mike's mother and didn't want to see her heartbroken. Now, as he was about to leave town, he left it up to Mike to turn himself in, or not. As Mike was lost in thought, his girlfriend shared the good news that she was 3 months pregnant. Mike, however, denied it could be his and even suspected it wasn't his child. His girlfriend suggested a DNA test, which made Mike instantly uneasy, and he was forced to accept the child. Ironically, Mike's girlfriend was David's sister, and her parents had become his in-laws. Mike's family had no idea that their son's killer was right under their noses. Although Mike escaped legal judgment, he would be riddled with guilt for the rest of his life. Whenever he saw David's family, he would remember the crime he committed, a shadow that would haunt him forever. And with that, the film comes to a close.